Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Praise the Lord, everybody. All you saints of the Lord, which by night stand in the house of the Lord.
Wait, what feature you got on your mic?
What, who?
What feature do you have on your mic? What is this?
You don't like it? You like? You don't like?
It's different. It, hit my soul differently. I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, well, every now and then, I like to do it nice and soft. Because normally, I do it.
Never, ever. Nice.
I never do nothing. Nice and easy. Oh, well, every now and then, I actually work at a call center, so maybe that's why my customers
call centers, but the other call centers.
I would absolutely be a phone sex operator if I was good at phone sex. I'm such a nerd at that kind of stuff because phone sex just doesn't do it for me.
It's not about you doing it for you. It's about you doing it for them and getting paid for it.
I don't know. I feel like I would mess it up. I feel like I would absolutely mess it up because I would be like, you like that? You like that? Really? You like that?
Okay, we'll try. How do you set up the scene, Walter?
I wouldn't even know. Every time somebody does phone sex with me and they ask me if I complete, are you done? Did you like it? I lie. So if you watch this and you have ever asked me if I climaxed, I lied.
Oh man, Walter.
I have absolutely lied. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was. Ooh, that was bad.
So okay. So is it that the stories don't work for you, or you don't like the touching yourself part?
Oh, I touch myself frequently. I did that this morning before work. But it's I don't know. I'm a visual person. I would.
My bad.
Oh yeah, my bad. Okay.
Hey. Oh.
Well, welcome to the Walt Beat Connection.
Hey. Okay, another time.
Okay. All right.
You got to do this though. We have to practice. This has to be a thing.
Absolutely. Maybe once I learn how not to be so nerdish with it, maybe then I like it. But right now, because they be like talk dirty to me, and I'll be like, I don't want to. Like,
it's like really good storytelling.
Yeah. Like, would you like it if you're not here? So I mean, if you were here. All right. So this for those of you,
it was the mic's fault. Okay?
For those of you who have not been following Manal and I long enough, we used to have a show called Freaky Friday where we would have actually gone all the way there. I was just telling somebody, Manal, about our episode where we were talking about toys.
Oh yeah,
toys, and I had my little toy on camera. Yeah. No one believes that I have that purple toy. I will not bring it on this show because this is family friendly content. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything else.
Okay. But we would like to welcome you all. We have an amazing show planned for you guys today. Manal, how have you been this week?
So it's been a lot of ups and downs. I know we had a break last week for the holidays. I'm gonna tell you, I have been on this mental health hiatus, just trying to pick me back up again. And so I was like, I'm not doing a damn thing. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not stirring a pot. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to sit at home and stare at a wall or just breathe. That's all I want to do. And so what ended up happening was my girlfriend was like, I'm a cook. And I didn't want to leave her hanging because she shows up for me all the time. So I said, okay, I will help. I will stir pots. Walter, I got in there. I said, can I make this dish? Can I make this one? Let me make that. Because I'm also really particular. So not that she's a bad cook, because she cooks very well.
Awesome.
I just wanted a certain taste and flavor in the pots.
Yeah.
And so I helped, and it ended up being a really good dinner. We had a good time, some great conversation, the two of us. And it was what was needed. But there's also been some huge challenges that I've had to like hurdle through. For those of y'all who know, I have anxiety, but it could also be attached to some other things. So I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to groups. I'm gonna get assessed and help myself. But that being the case, I've just been able to evaluate where I am now versus where I was 5 years ago versus where I was 10 years ago. So there's been a lot of growth.
I love it.
There's been a lot of progress and a lot of self-actualizations, and even understanding more of how how our purpose is really tied to who we are.
I like that.
So it's been good.
I really do. I like that. My fall holiday, my colonization day was I was actually going to cook this year because it's been a while since I got in the kitchen and cooked. But my roommate decided he was going to cook, and he had his family over, and they all cooked this meal. And they offer. Okay, don't tell them I told y'all this, and they don't watch this, so I'm not worried about it. But that food looked nasty as hell.
We're gonna send it to them.
That food looked nasty as hell. Listen, y'all, It's no reason to be cooking nasty food nowadays because you can find any recipe you want. You can find it on the internet.
No, Walter, because the recipe still turns out according to the person that's stirring the pot. It don't matter.
Candied yams is not candied yam soup with marshmallows floating at the top. I'm not doing it. And I could go on, but so then when I went in the kitchen, I didn't realize I was being rude, and this is where I need to grow, okay? I went in the kitchen and I saw all this food, macaroni and cheese. They didn't put the top layer of cheese on there, and the noodles at the top were burnt, but, girl, so they was like, get as much as you want. Eat until you are content. And I made a ham and cheese sandwich and went back to my room. And afterwards, it was brought to my attention that maybe I was not being sociable or kind. But I told him I felt like I was being nice. Was I supposed to sit there and eat something I didn't like?
See, here's my problem with social situations is people most times don't want the truth. People still want you to lie to them.
Yeah.
That don't get nobody nowhere. That's not even a real relationship.
It does not.
It's not. We can't do this. And I feel like and real talk. So like I'm really every day, Walter, we are kind, we are generous, we are thoughtful people. We are. But sometimes we are not.
Right. Right.
It's perfectly okay for you to get your plate and go to your room because if you didn't have nothing nice to say, if you wasn't gonna taste the food and go, that was delicious, and to be authentic, then that was the wrong moment to involve yourself.
Right. See,
like that's okay.
See, Tamara, that's so. I will work with a person if it's nasty, if it's not as good as, I'll still be like, oh, this is okay. But I was scared what this is going to, it looked like it was going to taste like pee. And I don't drink pee. I don't, I'm freaky.
It looked like it was going to taste like pee.
Like it was going to taste like pee. I felt like there may have been human meat used in this process. Like, it's just something I didn't want. It did. I promise you. It just looked like it. It looked like it looked like everybody ain't able, and baby, I'm one of those people that ain't able.
Yeah, because you could smell it from your room. So I feel like the fact that you came out, that was respectful.
So let's go change the topics, because when I was smelling, I was like, that ain't it. Is there a choir of people farting out here? That ain't it. Sopranos, alto, like it was All right, but all right, moving right on. I know Kwame is like, what the fuck?
So the class of the week.
This week we do have our class and our ass of the week. Remember, for every class there is an ass. For every positive there is a negative. The class of the week is someone who is letting their blackness shine through. And in this case, as in every case, black is not bad. Don't you like this?
I do. Black is beautiful.
Black is beautiful, lovely. It is positive. It is something to be celebrated. This week, Chris Brown is letting his blackness shine through. Oh, that's a fine man. I'm saying this for me, and let me take a good old sip of my drink tonight. Maybe that's why I'm off top, because I have been drinking. I've been drinking. Yeah. But Chris Brown. You tell people what Chris Brown did, and all.
Okay, so do you have the article? So what's really dope is the reason why Chris Brown is being featured for the class, not because he has, always been on his best behavior,
right,
but he's doing some really positive things for up and coming artists. This particular artist, I'm not gonna mess up her name, but she's a South African artist, and Chris Brown sampled some of her music and was like, look, I'm going to credit you this. I'm gonna help you with your career. I'm not gonna just use your music and your gift and not give you that credit. And we know that a lot of artists right now are out there fighting for credits because people are just using their music left and right. Even in the comedy industry, you have comedians talking about comedians stealing their materials. It's been happening for years. So I feel like as an artist, Chris Brown is showing some really some real growth and maturity in the industry and as a person. And I feel like this was worth talking about.
Absolutely. As a singer, as someone who has recorded, and I did some real shitty deals when I was younger. Can I say that? I did some real shitty deals when I was younger. Sometimes you create and you don't realize that your portion of what you create is going to be the most popular or popping part of what was created. So you get your little $200-$300 for the session and you go on about your business, and this person is clocking money the whole time.
Yep, royalty
off of your voice. And one thing I found out is the audience, the live audience at the concert, does not give a shit.
Nope.
If they get someone who sounds close enough to you or who can close enough resemble what you did, the audience is not going to be like, that's not the voice from the record. They don't care. And so shouts out to Chris Brown for this. I also like this because she is a Black woman.
Yes, honoring Black women.
And she is getting her just due. I like this. And I would also shout out to Beyonce, who I believe started this trend. Because Beyonce is one of the first artists so she would use someone who was popping on social media on her song, but she would credit them. and she would also make sure they were paid. And so, shouts out to Beyonce for starting that. But we definitely want to celebrate our brother Chris Brown for this as well.
Yeah.
Now, the ass of the week. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. For every positive, there's a negative. For every negative, there's some shit we don't want to have to deal with. Diddy. Oh, Diddy. Diddy was under the threat of lawsuit by one of his former artists. Okay, this beautiful former artist and girlfriend, from this beautiful woman who's standing next to him. Okay. So I want to say she is not only beautiful, but she is talented as well. Okay. Because a lot of people during the course of everything is acting like, she was just couldn't have made it, couldn't have did anything on her own. But no, she was beautiful and she was talented. So she could have landed somewhere. She might not have been ass popping, but she
Cassie, she
are you telling me I'm putting too much on it?
Yeah, you put too much on it. But she's an independent adult who could have made it in the world without Diddy. Right. Probably would have went further without him.
Right. During the course of their time together, I believe it was somewhere around 13 years, he is being accused of follow me. He is being accused of making her go out and purchase the services of male prostitutes. Can we say prostitutes on here?
Guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Of male sex workers. Oh, we can say prostitutes. Okay. Male prostitutes, specifically male prostitutes with big peni. Peni is the plural word for penis. We don't say penises. We say peni. Eggplant, if you will. Carmen's like, all right, now you went too far. All right.
This is what happens when you give us a week off, okay?
Right.
God.
So he's being accused of doing all of these things. But the thing about this is people are now coming out of the woodwork. Okay. Meat. There we go. People with big meat, men with big meat, sex workers, male sex workers with big meat. I'm politically correct. Look at me. I learned something. All right, Manal. When you hear this as a woman, how does this make you feel?
How does it make me feel? I don't have feelings about it.
Okay.
The reason I don't have feelings is because I can't have feelings. We knew Diddy was up to shit for a long time. This is not, it's not new. It's just coming to the surface. And so it's, I'm proud that Cassie has stepped up for whatever reasons, decided to come out and be open about the situation. I feel like it's going to be very similar to the R. Kelly situation, and people are gonna start coming out as they are, and the list is going to go on and on and on for a while. I believe that because he's been doing shit for a long time, and so I feel like this is another situation where we have an underdeveloped person that has been given money and fame. And you see what he did with it.
I'm with Dr. Ho. When the men coming out?
They coming out soon.
And the thing about when they come out, we already know that they have a big story to tell.
I can't.
They have a big part to play in this. So I definitely want the men to come out and get their just due. Yes.
Like what's the name? And I'm so sad I don't remember at the moment. But the dude, Umbrellas, who used to be his assistant.
Ooh, I forgot his name too. But I know who you're talking about.
Y'all know what's his name?
I know. Somebody help us out. I do know his name, and he was attractive. Hey, DeAndre, how you doing?
Him. I would love to know.
I know who you're talking. Fonzo, was it? Was it Fonzo?
Farnsworth Bentley.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Like,
so, I wonder if he has a big part to play in this.
I feel like, I mean, he was with him for a long time, and he was one of the people that was close to him.
I'm doing great,
and a lot of shit went down. But I feel like in the same case with R. Kelly, they had certain close to them that was helping them do the bullshit.
Do you think Farnsworth has a big story to tell?
I think he does. I think he has a lot of information.
We're obviously talking about two different stories.
No, I know the story you're talking about.
Okay.
I have no interest in that.
Like, I want to know how much information is it
I'm not even in the library, okay?
All right.
About to get
all right. So Diddy is the ass of the week. He definitely mishandled his assignment. So, as a person who is sometimes into freaky shit, right? As a person I have to make sure that the person I'm with is equally as into the freaky shit that I'm into, right? It is unfair for me to coerce or try to force or pull someone along with me, right? I think that is absolutely not okay to do.
But see, here's the thing, and comment. You just sit for a second. So we literally I was out with another young lady, another African American woman, and we were talking about pegging. And she was like, I would never in my life ever not do such a thing. It's disgusting. It's gross. I can't. And so I understand. And my thing is everybody has a thing, right? You have to find your people. I'm not saying that Diddy, doesn't have, these like his own things.
Right.
The issue is how he abuses his power.
There it is.
The issue is how he is controlling and manipulative, and how he dangles people's lives and careers over their heads in order to manipulate and use them. That is not the same as having a sexual fetish of some sort and wanting to act on it. That's not the same.
Right, because as an adult, I could just come to my mate. I should be able to come to my mate and say, you know what? I feel like they have a big story to tell, and I want to go read that story over there.
I can't.
And my mate can be like, well, you know what? I don't want to read that book with you. You're on your own. Or they could be like, well, you know what? Go ahead and bring that book in here and let us partake in this story together.
How about if you have a mate, you probably should have had them conversations in your prelim time. So that way you're choosing the mate that actually matches your freaky.
Okay, but I still would have to talk to them about the story that I see over there. That is big and juicy, and that I want to partake in.
That was the ass of the
week. All right, moving right along. We're going to take just a peek. We're going to take just a peek into the things that are going on in society today. And today we got a big peek, and this peek got under my skin. It really got under my skin for so many reasons. Clarence Thomas. I can't stand this man. This picture is one of the reasons why I cannot stand this man, but I'm not going to go there because this is family-friendly content.
Right, tonight.
I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. And I will not celebrate this. Anyway, Clarence Thomas, by the way, for those of you who are listening, this show ain't going on Will in the Flight Radio any fucking way.
We could have edited out the beginning.
And I just messed it up. Right there. Okay. This is a picture of Clarence Thomas and his wife. She's gonna catch all kind of strays in this. I just want everybody to know. She's gonna catch all kind of strays in this. I do not like it when Black men becomes, successful or get positioned for success, and then they jump ship and get with somebody of the other race. I don't like it, and I will not celebrate it. Now, if you love who you love, you love who you love. If it's done right, I'm with it, and I will celebrate it. But if it's on some dookie, some boo-boo, that bull Twinkie, I will not. I don't celebrate the bull Twinkie. All right, but Manal, what's going on here with Clarence Thomas?
Okay, so what's happening with this individual? For those of you all who don't know who he is in the highest judicial cabinet that you can be in as a judge. He's in the Supreme Court judge and Supreme Court justice. And so what has happened in the Supreme Court is he's one of the main people who have been spotlighted for taking bribes, pretty much. Now, he didn't call them bribes. Of course, he called them gifts. And then his reaction is in this video, y'all. Let's play the clip.
Let's go.
Let's kick things off with the Supreme Court. Child. Oh, they make rules for everyone else to live by. What we're allowed to say, what we can do with our bodies, how gay our cakes can be. But it turns out that they've had no rules for themselves until now.
Let's turn now to an historic move by the Supreme Court. The 9 justices adopting a formal code of conduct for the first time in the court's history.
This morning, a formal code of conduct now in place after a steady drip of stories on some of the justices' undisclosed trips, private jet rides, and other perks. This 14-page document signed by all 9 justices now laying out how they should avoid the appearance of impropriety, when to recuse from a case, and reaffirming the existing rules around gifts. Public pressure to do something has been mounting in recent months after reporting about Justice Clarence Thomas in particular, and years' worth of unreported luxury vacations paid for by a top conservative megadonor, something Thomas said he believed he didn't need to report at the time.
I want a donor.
Are you kidding me? You gonna pretend that you did?
I want a donor. Did you see how that donor was sitting over there kind of spicy and sassy? He was sassy. I want a donor.
I can't. It's the mic. It's the mic for me. So we know what recusing from a case is, right? We know when you recuse yourself. So, like, my issue here it is: you, as a judge, as a lawmaker, as a law enforcer, have worked your way all the way up to this seat. And let me just be very clear. I'm not saying this because it's Clarence Thomas, because I know all of them are on some bullshit.
Facts. Thank you for telling me. Amen.
They are politicians. They are people in certain economic classes. This is a common issue. I think it's just a matter of it coming to the surface. And so the fact that there is this code of conduct now, all of a sudden, we as a public didn't even know that there was never a code of conduct. How about that?
Facts.
How about that? So that was really difficult for me to even hear. How are they the highest supreme judges and there's no code of conduct for them?
Because they have transcended the law.
Clearly. And they said nobody's gonna check us.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Nobody's gonna check us. And it's such bullshit. And then you have him. He was caught on tape. I want y'all to like go look up all of these clips. He's caught on tape. They're interviewing him, they're asking him questions, and he gives the most ridiculous facial expressions, like he is caught off guard and don't know what they're talking about. Like, you didn't even practice what you was gonna look like if you ever got caught, because you didn't even plan to get caught. You know,
right?
It's horrible.
Right.
But it's sad that we have these individuals who are running our country and they're running it into the ground. There's not really a lot of thought and care for the everyday person, and they are benefiting left and right. And here we are every day trying to make sure that we wake up go make some money and come home and just keep the lights on, keep the food in the fridge. If we get that
part. So here's a question I have, and I'm going to ask the question, and we're going to take a commercial break and come back and answer it. Do you think that all of their previous decisions should be reevaluated now that these gifts are coming to the light? Should they be reevaluated and retried by different judges, or should there be a process set up so that these decisions can be retried and possibly overturned? Before you answer that, those of you in the comments, keep that in mind, because we're going to come back and have this discussion. I want us to go to commercial break. Don't forget to support all of our sponsors, every last one of them, and get you a donor with a big story to tell.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Bullet and Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break, and love triumphs. Step away from the chaos and noise of your daily life. Experience moments for yourself that are calm, serene, and full of peace. A necessary respite to foster growth within you, because self-care should be luxurious. Luxor Noir.
That's my shit right there. That is my shiznai.
I like how the music go though, from like turn up, because I be over there, and then we get a little groove.
Yeah,
you know, this festival. It's
because
good.
that's the way love goes.
So,
the question before we went to break.
Wait, Walter, hold on. We've been slacking. So the whole title of this show is Check Your Facts, and so like,
yeah,
Chris Brown, right? Like, he's giving correct information of who his artists are that he's sampling and utilizing. So, you know, checking his facts. P. Diddy, before you work with somebody like that, or anybody, you know, you gotta vet.
Do your research. Yeah.
Do your research. But also, you know, when you see the bullshit, run the other way.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can learn. And then with Clarence Thomas and all this bullshit, you know, we're going to talk about why you should check your facts here. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So before we went to break, okay, I asked the question, do you feel like some of the cases should be reevaluated, possibly retried, in light of all of these gifts that have come from that top donor who was sitting there? Like, his story wasn't that big, but he had a story.
I can't stand you.
His donations might have been big, but his story.
Cats are rude. You see this?
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. I feel like there does need to be some sort of task force formulated to now look into all of the justices.
Right.
Because again, this is not just Clarence Thomas. That we're not gonna let him be the scapegoat.
Right.
We're gonna let him know that he's out of order, and he has been, and we're not gonna accept it. We're gonna hold him accountable. But he's not the only one. So I do feel like some sort of task force needs to be formed, and like really look into all of them. Now, if we're gonna dive back into cases from like 25 years ago and all that stuff, you know, I wouldn't be on that task force doing all that. But
Okay.
I think just for the sake of chronicling events that have legitimately happened for like public knowledge as well as for learning, I think that's what it needs to be for.
Okay.
Also, the thing about this this code of ethics is if there's any violation, there wasn't any, like there's no termination process.
No consequence.
There's
right.
no consequence. And so
Yeah.
I feel like even the the new ethical code that they all had to sign, that was 14 pages, there's still some layer of bullshit not holding them accountable. That needs
it's kind of like the pacifier. Let me just give y'all this so y'all shut the hell up. It's not food. We're not gonna give you what you want, but we're gonna act like we are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So personally, I do feel like there should be some type of way to look at these cases, and if they can legitimately draw a nexus between the decision and the gift, then the case needs to be retried. Personally, I feel like it should be tried by a different justice. You know, of course, we could find ourselves in real muddy water then, but you know, that's all a part of correcting what has been, what's been done wrong, in my opinion. For those of you that are tuning in, go ahead and let us know if you feel like some of these cases should be looked at a second time, or should the rulings that these people have given, obviously under the influence of the bride, should they be retried? All right, moving right along to the things of the things. Now, Manal, this is today you are giving us the things of the things. Can you go ahead and let us know what's going on?
Oh man. So for the things of the things, we are looking at we're looking at this, you know, faulty government we have over us here in the United States of America. And we are looking at Jenna Ellis. Okay. So the story of can you put her face up there? We need to look at her. The story of Miss Jenna Ellis is she's one of the front-running lawyers and spokespeople for Donald Trump. So what has happened is, after all of the truth started to come to light, now the courts are now looking at the legal representation that Donald Trump had that pretty much lied for him. And she was the front runner and spokesperson for the legal team. Can you play that clip?
Thank you, Your Honor, for the opportunity to address the court. As an attorney who is also a Christian, I take my responsibilities as a lawyer very seriously, and I endeavor to be a person of sound moral and ethical character in all of my dealings. In the wake of the 2020 presidential election, I believed that challenging the results on behalf of President Trump should be pursued in a just and legal way. I endeavored to represent my client to the best of my ability. I relied on others, including lawyers with many more years of experience than I, to provide me with true and reliable information, especially since my role involved speaking to the media and to legislators in various states. What I did not do, but should have done, Your Honor, was to make sure that the facts the other lawyers alleged to be true were in fact true. In the frenetic pace of attempting to raise challenges to the election in several states, including Georgia, I failed to do my due diligence. I believe in and I value election integrity. If I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges. I look back on this whole experience with deep remorse. For those failures of mine, Your Honor, I have taken responsibility already before the Colorado bar who censured me, and I now take responsibility before this court and apologize to the people of Georgia. Thank you.
There it is.
And thank you, Ms. Ellis, for sharing that all too often. I don't get to hear the perspective.
Can you put,
in this case.
Can I butt in? Oh, sorry. Can I butt in? Tamara hit it on the head.
Go ahead, butt in.
Tamara hit it right on the head. You sorry because you got caught. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. So like flip it on him like some old Biles. Okay, with precision. So here's the thing. My issue, these buzzwords that she tried to use in the end. I'm a good Christian. I got morals. I got ethics. You know, I was listening to people with more experience and wisdom than I have. And it's not real accountability. It's not real accountability for the fact that you straight up. Well, let me set this framework. So this is post the election, right? So when Donald Trump was claiming that the election was stole from him, and he went on this whole witch hunt trying to find the hidden ballots and all of this foolishness that was going on in all the states, she was the front running lawyer who was looking to prosecute the different states for mishandling the election. So that's what that's about. And so you, ma'am, Miss Ellis, took your 10 plus years of being a lawyer and decided that this was your opportunity to represent the highest office of the United States of America. And you could be the face for this situation because you didn't say no. You said, yes, I want to do this. And you took it as a personal and professional opportunity. And then when the shit hit the fan,
right,
now you want to act like you were blindly led to make all of the choices that you made. And so here's where we talk about checking your facts. At the end of the day, you are taught and trained as a lawyer to check your facts.
All of them.
You don't listen to nobody. And if you are going to be the face of anything, you should know if you be in the face of bullshit or not. And I don't believe 1 second that she did not know that it was bullshit. I believe that paycheck, and it looked real good.
And I got to come on in right here because these comments is giving. Barose says she's got to know that these tears only work when falsifying lies against Black men. Absolutely. She's got to know only when you're crying rape, only when you're crying, he touched me. That's the only time that works. Sis. Like, it doesn't work in court when you're dealing with a white man. He's going to call you on your crap because now you remind him of his mom. Now you remind him of his wife. And there has been no one has done anything to you. So now he gets to chastise you like the good white daughter that you are. All right. Absolutely. Sean was right. I didn't see one drop of mascara still fully intact.
How she do it? I just right.
Didn't need one tissue. Somebody tell her that the key to fake crying is to need some tissue.
You at least dab a corner.
You gotta at least dab. You don't have to wipe, you just dab a corner.
She ain't wave a hand or nothing.
Right. Right.
She ain't practice it right.
Go back to school, have fun. Okay. Go back to learning. And so then we get down to the crux. Dr. Hoke says, well, he probably threatened all of them. Absolutely. Like he's doing now. But save the tears. Put the real shit on blast. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Say the thing.
Put what really happened on blast. She could have at least flat. Absolutely. I would have respected her turning to the back and doing one of these. Doing one of these in her face with some water and then turning her. I would have respected that because the shit show she put on, child, you didn't even practice. Or
because she a Christian.
They coached her again and she didn't. They coached her again and she didn't listen good. One of the two. You're right. She could have been convicted by white Jesus to tell the white truth. And we all know how that's 400 years. 400 years of unmerited blessings.
But it's like, I take issue with this situation because Yes, because I feel like she's a white woman, and we know that they get different privileges.
Absolutely.
And so the fact that she had this opportunity to be a part of this bullshit system, make all of the money she made, get all of the notoriety that she got in the process, and now when the shit hits the fan, she gets to cry these tears in court. Like, I wouldn't even give her closing statement. I know, is that a violation of rights, Kwame? You know this thing. Is that a violation of rights? Like, I wouldn't even let her speak. Like, ma'am, this is bullshit. You just said enough. You done enough. Please go to jail.
Right. Not are you done, but you're done.
You are done. Case
Right.
closed. We're not talking no more. Like you had your chances. You had your chances in the beginning to decline this whole operation. You had your opportunities during to say, you know what, this is bullshit. I need to get out of this and I need to expose y'all crooked asses. And then you had your opportunity again when everything started to hit the fan to say, just walk out. Right. Like you had the opportunity again to say, when everything started to hit the fan, be one of the first voices to say, you know what, look, we caught y'all. Let me just say the things. You waited until there was a whole hunt for you.
Come on.
And then now you're crying because you got a conviction. And even still, she still didn't get what she should have got.
Right. So what was the outcome of this, Manal? Because she was talking about there were some sanctions put on her, but I would dare to venture and say, had she been a different complexion that didn't have protection, I think she would have gotten some years behind some bars somewhere, or definitely not allowed to practice law or teach law in the Americas, in the Americanas. The Lord knew to put me into education, because if I was the judge, I would have said, lady, cut the shit. Absolutely. So the Lord knows, he knew, because that gavel, they would have been sick of that gavel. I'm like, clank, 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 guilty.
So because we didn't have Judge Hatcher or anybody up there. We didn't even have Judge Judy, because Judge Judy would even dug in her ass.
She would have cost him.
But like so she's not allowed to practice. Yeah. Kick me off the bench. So she's not allowed to practice anymore. License taken. She has to pay some fines. Pretty much, she's not having to do a lot of jail time. It's nothing major. She kind of deal. Like, it's nothing major. She should do some time behind bars.
Right. And real behind bars. Not a hotel vacation where you're living in this plush prison. No. You need to be in there with Rhonda and Hazel. I'm not going to taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
What is with this imagery tonight? What's happening? We need an after dark session. I
feel like it's this. You know what? Let me put it down. Enough is a fucking enough. All right. They would have kicked me off the bench. She cut a deal. Now hopefully she really turned over some legit names and stuff. What is a hot mess? What is a hot mess today? I've come out of my shell. I have blossomed. I am butterfly. I am butterfly.
Hey, Walter, what have you blossomed into?
Well, I was in my cocoon. Is that how you say it? Cocoon?
Cocoon. I got you.
I was in my cocoon, aka the closet. And I said, enough of this. And I burst out and I came out to the world. And now I want the world to know that I am a gay man.
What?
I know you couldn't tell when we talking about these big stories and these big donations and stuff. You couldn't tell because that wasn't the tea. But the tea is now.
You need like a smoke feature every time he says out. Like he go like it was a magic.
I'm not gonna do like the white heifer. I'm not gonna blame it on the old people that pressured me. I stayed in that closet because I was scared. And I stayed in that closet.
I love it.
Yes, I'm serious. I like the sex of the men's.
So
I like the good love, man love. No, I'm just playing. All right.
I don't want none of them stories because I'm into sagas.
You're into sagas?
I'm into sagas.
Yes, God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So coming back to this, I feel like in order for America to evolve to that next state of evolution, because America is about to be the only country that has had a civil war twice in over these hundreds of years for the same exact reason.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like the Middle East been having the same.
Never mind. Comment taken back. That was the liquor comment.
I feel like South Africa been battling for the same thing. This colonialism. I don't know.
But you know what? Since the shit, there you go. Check your facts, because you could have been a bad friend and just went along with me because the shit sounded good.
Look, I'm not signing on for no clip, nothing. I don't do
it. No, okay, but I feel like this is getting us to a place. The fact that she was even brought
take her off.
Brought to this space, I feel like this is showing that America is progressing to a place where we are going to eventually start seeing police actually held accountable for their actions. Lawmakers actually held accountable for their actions. Will we ever get it 100% right? I personally do not believe it, because wherever there is humans, there is shit. You like how I stole your thing? I'll take that from me. Wherever there are humans, there is shit. So we're not going to get it right, but I don't think that we should become complacent and stop progressing and striving and reaching for fairness and equality clear across the board.
Yeah, but I feel like, wickedness is bound up in the heart of a child, right? That's a real thing. And so I feel like in certain cultures, certain generations, that wickedness is fed, right? Racism is one of those things where it's fed wickedness, right? It turns into racism and racist acts. I feel like the way the world is turning, there's more exposure, there's more education. The web is a dangerous place, but it's also a great place, because now I don't have to just listen to my racist mama, my racist daddy, my racist grandparent. I can go online and I can look up things and I can make friends in different places. And as much as the government and the states and local school districts are fighting this critical race theory movement and everything, as much as these things are being fought, I feel like it's creating a wave of not all kids, but more kids, more youth, more millennials saying, you know what, there has to be something to all of this.
Right.
We learn more. And I feel like the more exposure people get and the more information they get access to, it starts to chip away at that wickedness that's in their heart, that's been fed, whether they're 35 or 14. I feel like there is change that is coming. I don't know if we're going to see it in our lifetime. I don't know. But I feel like there is a change that is coming.
Absolutely. And so in line with what you're saying, I just want to encourage everybody, because we do have to wrap it up here. I want to encourage everybody, before you speak, do your best to check your facts. Don't always go with the first story that breaks. Sometimes you have to do a little digging. You may have to ask around, but don't always speak before you know the facts, and don't be afraid to retract. If you're a content creator and you put something out that's incorrect, don't be afraid to retract that and put something out that is accurate. Like earlier, when I said America is the only country that has, when I made that statement, I retracted it immediately once Manal checked me. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to retract your statement and stand on the truth. Don't allow your pride to be that attached to some bullshit. With that being said, Manal, how can the people follow you and connect with you on social
Wait,
media?
we got to make this hood relevant. So I know we was talking about Jenna, and checking facts and everything, but even amongst your friends and your circles, your job where you are, don't just take everything at face value. Just because your homegirl said that the other chick, is a liar, that don't mean that it's true. Maybe they had an encounter, right? You have to learn how to get to know people yourself. You have to learn how to check your own facts and check yourself. You have to learn these things. I feel like it's a part of maturity. I feel like it's a part of your responsibility as a functioning adult. Don't just take everything at face value, whether even if it's on social media, because everybody don't be reporting stuff right, and so take your time, just like you are a person who's worth knowing, and you wouldn't want someone to automatically determine who you are based off of someone else's experience. Don't do it to other people.
Right.
Check yourself, check your facts. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook under Miss A Windows. Please follow me, like, subscribe, things of this nature. I'm learning, see?
Absolutely. And you can follow me on all social media platforms at Walt B Connection. Listen, tune in next week. We have an amazing show planned for you. You do not want to miss this show. Happy holidays. Love on somebody. Get some and drink. All right. With that being said,
do you quit trying to get some from everybody else? Because if you don't want to touch you and you don't like you, why would somebody else? Okay, start with you.
Yeah, do you
going into 2024?
Don't turn none down. All right, bye. Take us away, Kwame.